Well, hello everyone. We are recording our 5th episode, is what I'm being told, for the professor and I, and we have a very, very special guest and a good friend, Mr. Lionel Thomas. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Thomas, the name of the show is The Professor and I, and you're the professor for the day. So, we're gonna try to have some fun and ask you some questions and learn about the appraisal business.
I'm looking forward to it.
And the process of the whole appraisal industry, right? So, before I ask you a bunch of questions, introduce yourself to your audience.
All right.
I'm sure you have a much bigger following than I do. I think I'm up to 4 or 5 people now, but
well, I got 10.
Oh, you got 10. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
hey,
So that
that's
makes
15,
us both the same.
15 for sure.
That means
okay.
we're working hard
Yeah,
at our
exactly.
job and not at social media.
Exactly.
But thank you for
exactly.
watching. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Lionel Thomas. I'm a real estate appraiser, second generation real estate appraiser. I've been in the appraisal industry pretty much since high school. I got my my license in 2006 to be exact. But I worked for my grandmother on and off pretty much right out of high school. In 2008, I got my certified residential license, which means I can do residential properties without a regard to value. In 2019, I got what's called an appraisal management company license, and that's what helped me forge this lovely relationship with people with Discount Mortgage. And I've just been blessed in many ways to work hard and provide for my family. A little bit more about me. I'm born and raised in Ontario.
Local.
Yeah, local.
California man.
Yep, California man,
Yeah.
through and through. I've trained 2 appraisers so far. I'm training my 3rd right now. I'm very tech savvy. I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to helping you if you need the help.
Well, thank you for the wonderful introduction.
Thank
you. You mentioned AMC.
Yes.
Right. So for people who don't know what that is out there, can you elaborate
Yes.
on that?
AMC stands for Appraisal Management Company, and it's basically like a real estate appraisal or a real estate appraiser broker. And for some lending types and some loan types, they have to go through an AMC in order to place the appraisal order. Right. So they're kind of like, in some situations, a conduit to access an appraiser.
Right. And that started after the 2007 crash, and it was part of the revised overall financial system.
Yes, Dodd-Frank.
Frank Dodd or Dodd-Frank. I don't know which one goes first, but it was 2 senators, right?
Yes.
Frank and Dodd,
Yes.
yeah. And that was implemented because one of the biggest reasons, not the major reason, but appraisal values was one of the major reasons that the market crashed. Of course, with all the wonderful loans they were doing. On
That's
top
what
of
they
that.
say.
So, that's what they say, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the appraisal management companies were put in place.
Yeah.
So basically, as a bank, we have to use it. Basically, now you guys are considered third party.
Yeah.
A total neutral party.
Yep.
Where there's no bias as far as or no favoritism
Yep.
for the lenders, right? And then you have certain regulations that you have to.
Yep. We have to maintain a roster.
Correct.
We have to do quality control. We have to, manage money. But yeah, it's been fun. We use what's called Appraisal Scope.
Okay.
It's like our management software.
Is that pretty standard throughout the appraisal company? Is that something that you use as your company?
There's another one called Value Link, which we use too. I mean, we have I'm a nerd, so I have all the software. I have all the tech stuff.
And technology is important these days.
Yes.
And then I know right before the podcast started, we're talking about, you asked me if I use AI.
Yes.
And I said, well, no, I'm starting to, I use it when I'm drinking late at night to write country songs.
To write music, yes.
Well, it writes it for me. And it is actually pretty scary and amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's efficient. It's pretty interesting. I feel like it's helped me kind of create content that I'm more, like it helps me convey a message better. Right. I think my language as I don't even want to say I'm an inner city kid, but with my Inland Empire education, I can obviously type an email. Yeah, I know. I mean, I can type an email and I can send you a text, but I think I'm a little more urban for the banking industry. Yeah. And with AI, I can write like a perfectly created email that is, I think, more acceptable for someone who's.
So now we can really call you Professor Thomas. Because
exactly.
You're pretty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lionel, tell us for people that are watching, for home buyers and for realtors. We all know that the appraisal is ordered, right? Because I work with our real estate agents, and as a lender, as a loan officer, we put the order in. Either your company or whatever the companies that are approved out there. So let's talk about the process of the appraisal. Like once I submit the request to you, then you take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and from the AMC's perspective.
Yes. From the
Okay, we
appraisal
get the
management.
order, obviously we're going to confirm if it's ready. We're going to look at how it's going to be billed because some of our clients pay once a month. There's different payment
Okay.
situations.
So each
right?
client is different. Okay.
Each client is different.
Yeah.
But after that, then we're going to search for an appraiser, or we really have a roster of appraisers, but every appraisal is different. The locations are different. The loan types are different.
Right.
So let's just say it's a conventional loan.
Right.
It's going to go to an appraiser within 10 miles and request for bid, a request for cost.
From the property.
From that property.
From that
so
property,
if it's in Fontana, it's going to, 10 miles from that appraiser or from that request.
Okay.
It's going to send us, say, to 10 appraisers and see who can get it done now, who can get it done the fastest, and I guess the most affordably for the consumer.
Okay.
After that process, we're going to have some data on who's the best and who's the quickest. Then we're going to send out an automated email to the borrower to see when they're available for the inspection itself.
So when you say you mean the seller or the contact person?
Yeah, whoever the point of contact is on the order.
Okay. Right.
So
in most cases, the borrower is not at the appraisal appointment. Usually, it's the seller or the selling agent.
if it's for a purchase,
purchase.
If it's for a refi, it should be your borrower.
Correct. If it's a refi, it's the main borrower. Correct.
If it's a purchase, then it's going to be your listing agent, hopefully.
Right.
And the listing agent has information on how to contact the seller, so they can kind of work on their behalf because they know the arrangements. So they'll put in their four potential dates, and then we'll have those appraisal bids and due dates and times and 4 potential dates.
Right.
And we're going to line those up.
Yeah.
Right?
Meanwhile, you're notifying everybody involved, especially us and we're scheduled the appointment and
exactly.
This is the due date and all that good stuff.
Appraisal scope will, once decisions are made, appraisal scope is going to update the client every step of the way, whether it's been assigned to the appraiser, whether it's been scheduled, whether the inspection is completed. Everything. Once the report comes in, it's going to say report's completed. When it's in QC, it's going to say it's under quality control. Right. Then once it's completed, it's going to reveal all the PDFs of the file to the lender.
Now, as far as appraisal is concerned, once a report comes back to you for review, what are some of the factors that determine? And I'm not giving you an example. Let's say it's a purchase. Purchase price is $500,000.
Okay.
What determines that the property is worth that much? Can you enlighten us a little
Comparables.
bit? Comparables. Okay. Well,
simple answer.
A lot of people. It is a simple answer. But a lot of people don't know sometimes comparables. Okay. So we're doing appraisal 101.
Yeah.
In a sense, right? So
let's take it back.
So
now I'm gonna put on the appraiser hat. Okay.
Right.
I get the order.
Correct.
Right. Okay. It's in Fontana.
Right.
And I see online that it's been pre-scheduled. They want me to go tomorrow at 8 a.m. or whatever. So I'm going to go on the MLS, pull information about the subject's property or the subject property. Right. Really, on our AMC, we populate a lot of information about the subject on the platform already. Okay. Like we'll put on the realist, we'll put on the plat map, we'll put on the listing.
Right. So you're doing research ahead of time before you even go out.
Yeah, we're grabbing property profiles for the appraiser so that they can simply come on, download it, and get started. We're trying to obviously speed up the process so that we have a good economic engine over here. But as an appraiser, I'm gonna start doing research, pull information. I have some proprietary tools where I put the details of the subject inside Excel basically, and Excel is gonna spit out to me what a dream comparable looks like how big is it, what year was it built, how many bedrooms and bathrooms. Then I'm gonna take those details, put it on the MLS, and then try to find these comparables.
And you're looking for within how many square feet of that? And we're talking about not unusual property, like a tract home type of thing, right?
Yes. So
what's your normal practice of, okay, we're going to look within 200 square feet of the property?
Usually a percentage.
Percentage, okay.
25% would be acceptable.
Okay.
10% would be better. But 25% gives you a good bucket of properties.
Okay.
But also within the lot size, you want to be 25% or 40%. It just...
Depending on the
results.
But I'm talking Fontana, for example, tract home.
Yeah.
Right?
So if it's Fontana, we want to be maybe 25% of the lot size, 25% of the GLA.
Okay.
We want to be maybe 10 years difference up or down.
On the age?
Year built.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And then on the bathroom count, if it's a 3-bathroom and it's 2 levels, then we want to obviously have 3-bathroom, 2 levels also.
So you're trying to find as close as possible properties to the subject property to establish a value.
What's referred to as apples to apples.
Apples to apples.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
And then in addition to that, we want to get the most recent sales. So for instance, we're doing the appraisal in June, for instance. We want to use sales maybe from early June and April, because those represent what the market is currently.
So within 60 days is ideal?
30 days
30
is
days
best.
best.
1 day would be,
Of course.
if there's 10 sales right on the same street, kind of like when you're doing new construction.
Sure.
There's no reason to go anywhere
Sure.
beyond that. You
Sure.
know?
And then the distance, normal. What's the ideal distance that you go out to compare a property? Once again, we'll talk about the rural areas next, but
Right.
we're using the same property as an example.
Yeah, I just did one up in Lucerne Valley where I think I went 9 miles, but
Right.
for Fontana, a quarter mile is probably okay
ideal.
because right in that block or in that tract, there's going to be plenty of sales or listings.
Okay. A lot of times I get asked these questions. Pools,
Yeah,
on average, what does a pool add to the value of the
an
property?
adjustment.
Versus having no pool.
Well, it's going to be a percentage of the price. It's not a hard number, but what people may not realize, or something that I kind of realized after so many years, is that all your adjustments need to stay within a certain parameter.
Right.
So every market is going to have a different range of values or a different, let's say, median purchase price.
Sure.
So whatever you decide as a pool adjustment needs to be acceptable for that market.
Right.
Right.
So the reason I asked was a lot of homeowners, let's say they spend $70,000,
That's a problem.
$50,000 on a
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah. They do.
I want them to know that you're not getting $50,000 in value.
No.
You might get 10
Yeah.
or 15.
Well, if it's in Fontana, for instance, and let's say the median purchase price is $600,000,
Yeah.
we're probably going to adjust maybe $30,000 for a pool. I shouldn't say
Okay.
probably, maybe, because that's pretty strange way to.
Yeah.
I've heard myself say that in the video,
that's,
but
that's still not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually a good gives us a good idea.
yeah, and that number is not going to create a large variance
Right.
in adjusted value for that particular comparable.
Okay.
If that makes
Okay.
Period.
Makes sense. Another question lately, what's going on with the solar industry and the solar boom that was going on because of the new laws that just changed.
Yeah.
The NEM 2 to NEM 3, and we'll talk about that in the future podcast coming up. How much does a solar system, for example, if they added a solar system and the cost was $50,000, how much value is that adding to the system if they purchased it,
if they own it
if they own it?
and there's no due.
No,
Free and
okay.
clear.
So what the solar great point.
Yeah.
A lot of the companies are telling them, hey, buy a system for $50,000. Even though they're making payments on it for 25 years, they're saying that your value is going to increase for 4 to 5%. So I want to clarify to everybody that thinks that's the case, that's only if the system is fully paid for.
Yeah, because you can't lend on personal
Not lending wise,
property.
but what the salespeople out there on solar are selling that, hey,
Yeah.
get a solar system, and then it's going to increase your value
Yeah.
in the future, which it might.
Yeah. It's
But what
like
are your thoughts on that?
It's it's complicating. I'm green. I did drive here in like a diesel van or whatever, but I'm pretty
Well, it was short. Did we call you this morning or last night?
last night, yesterday.
So we gave you more than enough time.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, I got
I
prepared.
thought it was this morning. So yeah.
But
so you had time to prepare.
yeah, I go long road trips, so
Yeah.
it's easy for me to go in the van and then park, and it's like a mobile office. But I'm energy efficient is the bottom line I'm trying to make here. I also have a CNG Honda Civic. That's my primary work vehicle.
Because you travel a lot.
I travel a lot.
So how many on average? How many orders are you doing a week?
Usually between 2 and 4 a day.
A day.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I work
So you're
hard.
driving what? A couple hundred miles a day, if not more.
Today I just went to Merino Valley. So, but to me that's nothing. It's a freeway trip. It's like a cakewalk.
Okay.
Yesterday.
You must have a lot of kids at home, so you're always on the road.
Yeah, I know. Work hard.
But I'm just kidding because I know that you have a van.
Yes.
And I think you shared this with me in the past that you sometimes you used to take your family with you.
Yeah,
right?
I do. Yes,
yeah,
I do.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. If we're going a long distance, I'll go
Yeah.
and do the appraisal, do that, and go take them to the beach real quick.
Yeah.
That's
And
to me,
how
it's a
old are the
win-win.
kids?
My youngest is 2. My
Oh,
second
wow.
oldest is 3, and my oldest is 12.
God bless you.
Yeah.
My youngest just turned 20, and he just got home. Yeah, thank you. And seems like yesterday he was born, and he just finished his second year of college. So
Time flies.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. So all the new parents out there, you with the young kids, enjoy your time with them. I know you want them out of the house, but they grow up really fast.
Well, the time that I'm in right now, where you don't sleep that much,
Yes, I remember those days.
that's a challenging time.
It is.
but it's beautiful too.
Yeah.
It's, you know, the gift and the curse.
Yeah.
But okay, for solar,
Yes.
there's something like value in use. So obviously living in that home is easier to occupy or cheaper to occupy because there's less of a utility bill. But if the utility bill and the solar payment are the same, then is it really value in use?
No, but my actually, sorry. So let me ask the question again.
Yeah.
For the misconception or what the solar industry is selling to the consumer,
Yeah.
is that if you put a $50,000 system, your property value is going to increase by $50,000. And what I'm trying to say, okay, maybe if you paid cash for it,
Yeah, if you own it.
outright, but even if you don't own it and you are responsible for it regardless. So, I mean, the research I did, I think it's going to increase your value by maybe 4 to 5%.
Yeah, like a pool. I would
Like a pool,
I would
right?
adjust it similar to a pool.
Okay.
Because I feel like
So you do adjustments for solar.
yeah, if I can if it's proven that it's owned and that it's not a
Not a lease. Okay, but if
and
it's a purchase and they have a loan, you still give it value.
it depends
Okay.
because if I give it value, in some circumstances, the underwriter will come back on the back end and say this is not owned, therefore we can't
So
give
they
it
might
value.
they might not accept that.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I'll try to get the homeowner to provide me with proof that it's been paid off, like a payoff statement, and then I'm happy to give value.
That's a great point. So that's good to know that even though the appraisal report is in, most lender have their own
Yeah.
guidelines and their processes in place to where they all review the.
Yeah, I think they look at the title or they look at the
Well, they look at the title, look at the comps you provided, right? That they do underwrite so that's why you have to do, when you submit your report, it has to be,
yeah, you need to know.
detailed. And
Yeah.
exactly.
You need to know.
You don't want the bank questioning you, hey, we don't like your value.
Not
So
over
that's why-
solar. That's a
Not
silly-
over solar
Yeah.
or in general, exactly. So, market conditions,
Okay.
right? I know the market is changing.
Yeah.
Market is still good.
Yeah.
It's crazy, believe it
Yeah.
or not, but it's good, I believe, because there's no inventory.
That's so any market with a low inventory
Right.
is good. It's supply and demand
Supply and demand.
is a simple philosophy.
Exactly. But give me your expertise. Do you see anything coming in the next future that you see that the market might shift in the near future?
Well, I think we're in an environment of regulation that is going to create a more challenging lending environment.
Right.
So that might deter some buyers.
Well, lending is challenging already.
Yeah.
I mean, a year and a half ago, if we're giving you a mortgage, I probably would have gave you a 3%
Yeah.
interest
It's
rate.
affordable.
It was affordable.
So I guess to say it better is we're in a non-affordable lending
yeah,
environment.
but we're still doing business.
Yeah, still doing business.
And around the rates are closer to 7.
Yeah.
Still, not bad compared to when I bought my first house.
Yeah.
In 1992,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got a 17.99 a 2-year fix with a 2-year prepayment penalty.
Yeah.
And we were happy.
But what was the purchase price though?
$250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's
But
relative.
$250 in 1992 was a
Yeah,
lot of money.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
compared to maybe $550,000, $600,000 now.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the mortgage payment was $2,000. It was like, holy schmoly.
Yeah, I think it's always relative, but yeah, I would just say that I think the goal of the government is to increase housing supply and increase access to homes, but in our area, this is an affordable area.
So we are in an area called Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Right. Which is, what would you say?
Suburbs.
Yes. 45 minutes east of Los
Yeah,
Angeles
yes.
and maybe an hour, 45 minutes north of Orange County.
Yep.
So, we're right off but closer to Ontario Airport.
Yep.
So the Inland Empire and does the high desert, is that Inland Empire?
The idea that we call it the high desert, I think excludes them,
I
but
think so, yeah.
I would say they
I
are
don't wanna
part of the
insult
Empire.
them.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I work up there all the time, so if you're watching the high desert, call me up.
Yeah, exactly. No,
But-
I love the clients
yeah.
over there, yeah. But if you are looking to purchase a home, if you're a home buyer,
Yeah.
to give you an example, if you're going to buy a home in Rancho Cucamonga, probably 600 to 700 minimum.
Yeah.
A high desert, you can probably get the same home for 300.
Yeah, maybe 3 to 5.
3 to 5, right? So it is affordable.
Yeah, more affordable.
And I think it's going to be a very, very desirable area in the next 5 to 10 years because, I'm sure you heard about the bullet train
Yeah, they're making a train from
Rancho Cucamonga to Las Vegas.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That is great.
So from what I understand, the construction's already started, and the current station for Metro is on Milliken and 6th. And they're going to turn that into a 3-story and I think they're gonna call it Union Station, like downtown LA.
Wow.
But I'm not sure the name of it. But it's gonna be a beautiful new
That's nice.
train station. The bullet train is supposed to go from here to Vegas.
Underground? Or
No,
what?
no. Supposedly it's gonna run right in the middle of 15 freeway. I'm not sure how they're gonna accomplish, or above the freeway. I'm not sure. I have to look that up.
I need to see it.
As a matter of fact, that should be a good podcast.
Yeah.
The title for the next podcast.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be 2 hours, and
Okay.
I think it has 1 or 2 stops on the
Wow.
way. And apparently, it's going to be full service as far as full bar and restaurants. So most people, they might be too drunk to
Party before
or
you get
be
to the
drunk
party.
by the time they get there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that might not get off the damn train.
Yeah.
Right?
You never know. Ride straight back.
Or you can just go and drink all the way and drink all the way back, and there you go. You had a good trip.
It sounds like fun. I
Yeah.
think I get as far as supply goes.
Yeah.
Every market I do, there's generally low supply. Because I'm an MLS nerd. On the history of the MLS, if you use, for you realtors out there, use InfoSparks and look at just the number of listings and the whole history of the MLS, and you'll see that we're at a point and that it's been the lowest in the whole history that they've documented it. So
Right now.
right now,
Yeah, which is crazy.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then when I hear and then what happens as an appraiser when you get like rebuttals or you get
Right.
whatever happens, and I'm kind of sitting there scratching my head at the facts, and all we can do as an appraiser is share some facts.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
then there's like opinions, and sometimes the opinions don't match the facts. And
Correct.
But it is what it is. Supply is very low, demand is very high, and that usually equals high values.
Correct. Now, I think the inventory is coming.
Yeah.
We did a foreclosure mailer
Okay.
last week.
Okay.
And we're getting a lot of calls that people are in foreclosure.
Oh, people need help.
People need a lot of help.
Do they know what their homes are worth, though?
Some do, some don't.
Okay.
And it's kind of sad. And I'll give you an example that we just got a call yesterday.
Okay.
This young lady, she called us at 4:20 yesterday. Her house was going to sale at 9:00 this morning.
Wow.
Right? So the whole team got together, and we were able to postpone the sale. It was not easy. I was up at 5:00 in the morning today,
Nice.
which usually is my bedtime.
Yes.
But I got up at 5, so if I seem a little tired, that's what it is.
It's all good.
I don't even think I got up at 5 when my son was born, and I have to tell you, it just reminded me of a funny story. My ex-wife, when she was going to give birth, it was going to be a C-section, and not to change the subject about
Yeah,
it, but it's
it's all
I
good.
think I have to mention
Yeah.
this. And Dr. Rodriguez, he is in Upland. Hopefully, I think he's still around. And the nurse from his office called me. I answered the phone, and he said, "Hey, can you she said, Mr. Nazir, can you bring your wife in at next Wednesday at 9 a.m.?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Can I make it around 11?" And she started laughing. She goes, "Well, you're not giving birth." I said, "No, but I have to bring her." so she started laughing, and I was able to get the appointment for week after for 11 o'clock so I could take her in to get her, to have my son.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell her that till after the baby was born, because she had to, be a mother for,
Had to carry for another week.
Carry for another week.
Yeah, you just got like 10. You just got a whole earth of enemies.
Right. So my son should have been born on the 22nd of January, but he was born on the 29th because, I didn't want to wake up early.
That's not leap year. Leap year is in February.
February's leap
Okay.
year. Yes.
129.
So I figured, I don't know. It's been 20 years since I brought this story up. But,
Yes.
we talked earlier about, somebody that wants to take the journey that you did. Now, I learned something new. I had no idea that, you have a big background, or your family
Yeah.
in the appraisal business, which is great.
Yeah.
So if somebody watching out there wants to get in this field, what advice would you give them? What, basically the journey, right?
Yeah.
Journey of their
career.
or if they want to be, and absolutely they can always reach out to you,
Yeah, for sure.
right? And then we'll definitely make sure that your information is posted on the podcast,
All right.
and your contact information, and then
Yep.
if they have questions, they can reach out to you, right?
Yeah, I get
So,
a lot of
so-
people reach out to me.
Yeah, so tell us, like, somebody wants to come in this industry, what steps they have to take, and who they contact, and how they start.
All right. Well, first of all, you want to get ready for a big challenge because there's only 9,000 appraisers in California.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Only 9,000.
Because I think there's like 2 million realtors and about maybe 5 million loan officers. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm in the wrong field. I should have.
It
Yeah.
is what it is. A lot of work, but
But I don't like driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're working on that. They created a program, like a hybrid appraisal program, where they send realtor. They send out property data collectors, PDCs,
to take pictures
and do the measurements of the house, and then we receive this PDC report, and then we do a report from our desktop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
That's called a hybrid appraisal.
Hybrid appraisal.
Yeah.
And are most lenders accepting that?
Well,
how would they know?
I don't know how that part works.
Okay.
But I couldn't educate you on that. I'm sorry.
But it's good that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do some research on it.
Because I am an appraiser too, I don't think appraisers really like that. Because
you're putting your name on, you're signing that report.
Yeah, well, we're capable of inspecting properties ourselves.
Right.
We've been doing it for years, and now there's a third party that they're. But anyways, to be positive.
Right.
To become an appraisal trainee, you definitely want to be. It's going to be challenging, but you want to get your education from McKissick.
Okay.
McKissick is one of the biggest in the country online.
Yeah. And we'll provide that link as well.
Yeah. Okay. There's no, that I know of right now, live appraisal classes
after
to
COVID,
become a trainee.
Yeah.
It kind of wiped out that whole industry. But McKissick will help you online. Once you're going through those classes on McKissick is going to instruct you to locate a supervisor appraiser. A supervisor appraiser needs to be a certified appraiser or above. So he needs to be a certified residential or certified general appraiser.
Okay.
And he needs to have taken the supervisory class so he can be a supervisor. He or she can be a supervisor in California.
Okay.
Then you will work under that appraiser for 1,000 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, 1,000 training hours or a year, I believe. But the state has been reducing the requirements over time because they want to bring in new people.
So, Lionel, how did they determine the hours?
Well, when I started, it was 3,500 hours in 3 years.
Right, but how do you keep track of that?
Oh, we have a log. There's a log. It's like a form.
Like a pilot's log? You got like a...
Basically,
really?
Yeah. It's like form.
Or a trucker's log or whatever?
Yes. Like 304, you put the property you worked on, and you put what you did as far as your experience.
So this is actual hours of like sitting in front of a computer type of thing and doing research, or...
Good question.
Yeah, okay.
It's up to the state inspector or investigator to decide whether those hours are acceptable or not.
Okay.
It's not, I don't get to decide.
It's not driving hours.
Like
we'll research that. I'm kind of curious myself.
The best answer I can give you is it's up to the state.
You got your hours
I'm done.
You're good.
But what I would say to the trainee is like, look, let's just work together. Let me help you get at least one page done.
Sure.
Because in my eyes, I want the appraiser or the trainee appraiser to have a full look at all the different opportunities in the appraisal industry, because I can only really show them my small little work as a fee appraiser, but you can work for the state, you can work for the county, you can work for, there's endless opportunities.
Correct.
You can do commercial. So
we'll talk commercial. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, but I'll let you finish on the.
So
on the
you'll get your training hours, then you'll take your state test.
Okay.
You'll send in your log to the state. They'll accept it or not accept it or tell you what you need to do. Then you'll get an opportunity to take the state test. You'll get your trainee. Once you send those hours in, you'll get a trainee license.
Okay.
So now you have a license with your name on it.
Okay.
Saying that, wait, is that the right process? Wow, that's not right. Once you finish the classes, then you send your certificates to the state.
Got it.
Then you get a trainee license.
Okay.
But in the same time, you can be filling out a log already. There's I think 400 hours before you get your state license of trainee logs that you can do.
Okay.
After that, you get the remaining hours, you send to the state, and now you can take the state test. Once you pass state test, you become a licensed appraiser.
Okay.
Or if you don't want to go licensed, you want to go certified, you can do training hours up to the point of being certified and then go right into certification.
Okay. So it's a lengthy process.
It's a lengthy process, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I encourage whoever.
Especially if you tell me only 9,000 appraisers in California. That's
only 9,000.
So if somebody's looking, and somebody's looking into a new career and who likes to drive, I'm assuming, for now at least, till it changes, and is technology savvy, and is organized, then it might be something for them.
People friendly. You meet a lot of people. We didn't really talk about the appraisal inspection itself, but generally on an appraisal inspection, you say what time you're going to get there.
Let's talk about it.
So I say, hey, I'm either sending a text message or making a phone call. Hello, Mrs. Smith. My name is Lionel Thomas. I'm a real estate appraiser. I'm calling to schedule the appraisal inspections for 4445 Happy Street. Is tomorrow at 10 a.m. okay? Or what time would you prefer? They reply with their time, and I make it right on or try to make it right on time.
Sure. You give them a window.
Yeah, I tell them 10 a.m. I'll be there 10 a.m.
So you're actually one
and
of
if
those.
I'm not going to be there 10 a.m., then I'm going to send them a link
Okay.
and say, hey, I'll be there in 15 more minutes and show them a map of where I am so they know
beautiful.
I'm coming.
Okay.
They like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's tech savvy.
Yeah, that is tech savvy.
And
But
then
I'm usually late. So. Actually, today I was early. Yeah, but
and then you get there. Obviously, you greet them, and I tell them exactly what I'm going to do. Hi, my name's Lionel Thomas. Give them my card. I say I'll start around the outside first, take exterior photos. I'll come inside and take interior photos.
Yeah.
Then I'll use my iPad and do a floor plan scan. Do you have any questions? Would you like to walk with me?
So when you say iPad, are you measuring the property with the iPad now?
Yeah.
Because in the old days, remember, they used to walk around with
a little wheel. And
a little wheel.
Yeah, I have a wheel.
Okay, so
or a
it's changed
tape
now.
measure.
So you
it
don't
was a
use that
tape
anymore.
measure initially.
Okay.
And then there was a wheel.
Right.
And then I had a laser measure, but now I have an iPad that does it for me. Yeah.
So it's pretty accurate.
Laser accurate, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes
Super
sense.
nice, super detailed.
Yeah.
I would shot the product out, but they charged me too much money that if they want to shout it, they need to start giving me some free stuff.
There
so,
you go. Okay,
yeah.
well, we'll let you talk to them first.
Exactly.
And if they say yes, we can put their link.
Yeah, exactly.
How's that? Okay. We can make some money off of that.
It's pretty costly every month, but it's the quality of it and the quickness of it is very good.
Okay.
But so I'll walk through the property, document the upgrades, document the mechanical items, document the issues, if any, document the safety issues, if any, document smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and hot water heater.
Yeah.
Avoid getting bit by dogs.
There you go.
Avoid falling through the floor.
What other animals they got in the house? Right?
Yeah, exactly. You never know. Or snakes, because I did one the other day, and it was vacant. It's kind of a little PTSD here, but it was vacant. And there's like it was like 2 feet of personal property inside the house, and I walked in and like stepped on the personal property, and it just seemed sketchy. So I walked out and I told one of the neighbors, like, hey, I'm an appraiser. I'm going in here to do this appraisal. If I don't come out in 15 minutes, would you come check on me?
Call somebody.
Yeah, check on me. And then the guy says to me, like, oh, he had snakes in there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
And I look at the guy and I'm like, snakes? Like, oh, okay. And but I couldn't do it. It was just too
You didn't
much.
go in.
And I went in, but I
don't blame you.
couldn't go down the hallways. It's
Yeah.
just I don't know how to describe it. I've been to some pretty challenging locations, but this one was pretty challenging.
Yeah.
To the point where when you're up in the roof and you don't know, because every step you take is like faith.
Yeah. Oh, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
So I'm surprised that city or the county did not board it up.
It probably will be, or someone stepped in to take it over and be the administrator or whatever.
Gotcha, okay.
This is like court related work.
Yeah, normally when it's the neighbors call or usually the city inspectors are driving by and checking stuff like that, so especially safety hazard issues like that. Usually
I have a client who they may know something like where they I don't know. I don't want to. They do these type of properties over and over again.
Okay.
Same scenario.
Same scenario.
So they might work for the state, or I'm not sure, but whatever they do, it's something like that.
Okay.
That might be them right there.
The demolition company?
No,
they're knocking on the door.
Yeah. Hey, don't tell me what I do.
What other states, if somebody wants to use your services, you're licensed in?
We have the appraisal management company license for California, Texas, and Tennessee right now.
Okay. Are you working on more?
We're working on more.
The goal is?
We kind of reverted or we changed our direction into making technology like our own proprietary technology through our experience.
Yeah.
So that we can apply that technology to different states and then acquire the AMC license if necessary. Because one thing I realized is that you can be a technology company and kind of still manage appraisals too.
Right.
Like you don't have to be an AMC.
Correct.
So I've kind of had
So you got a lot going on.
A lot going on.
And to stay tuned for more details.
Yeah, we're always going to be,
which is exciting for
Yes.
we've been working for a while now, and
we're going to be innovating forever.
yeah, good, yeah, and especially with AI, maybe you can get some help.
Yeah, it's been very helpful.
Hey, have Chat. What do you use? ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, Bard is pretty cool too. But
I have not used Bard yet.
It's pretty cool. It's not as, I don't want to make anyone they have to pay me for my opinion, so I don't like giving them. But
Right.
ChatGPT I found very easy to use. Bard is easy to use too, but I feel like
I have not used that yet.
I'm more capable of getting the answer I'm looking for from ChatGPT at this time.
Yeah, I signed up for the premium. I think it's $5 a month.
Yeah, for Plus, you mean?
Oh, plus whatever it's called. Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
Was it $20? I'm not sure what it
$20
is.
a month.
Is it 20?
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet, but
You should use it.
yeah, but the country song I wrote was for free, so I don't know why I paid for it.
Yes.
So I should have just stuck
I'm
with the
trying
free.
to think of one easy way you can use it. You said you sent out those foreclosure mailings.
Yes.
I would ask it, hey, this is the state of the market. What should be in my foreclosure mailings?
Yeah,
I'm sending these foreclosure mailings to Victorville, California. What message should I send to my customers?
got it.
Because it's aware and it knows. It's the internet.
Yeah, it does resumes. I heard.
Yeah.
It does contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
if you want to look at my LinkedIn, I updated my LinkedIn with ChatGPT.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I took my thing.
I think I have a LinkedIn. I have to check with Blanca on that.
One day I looked at mine and realized I think I wrote this chicken scratch, and I put
Yeah.
it in there and asked it to like recreate it for me, and it made it so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, I think we're almost out of time, but I have one last question. You mentioned commercial.
Yes.
How different is that as far as the appraisal process is concerned? First of all, do you do commercial appraisals?
Well, with the AMC license, we take the orders and we distribute them to the appraisers in the same way I described earlier.
Gotcha. So you personally don't do them?
I don't personally do them.
Okay.
I have access to CoStar, but
Yeah.
I kind of let you know,
Is CoStar and LoopNet the same company?
Yeah,
Okay.
same thing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a different animal.
CoStar is the I guess professional access to LoopNet.
Okay.
LoopNet is like the consumer facing page where you can
Right.
browse listings. CoStar is the property details,
Gotcha.
comparables, building classification.
Maybe we can, in the future, have you back and have one of your commercial appraisers
Yeah.
and come back, and because would love to learn the process
Yeah.
of the
Commercials is based on income. Well, in a single family home,
yeah.
the sales comparison approach is the most common use
Right.
because there's sales to prove it.
Yeah.
In commercial, you're actually using more of an income approach, a sales approach, and a cost approach.
Yeah.
And then reconciling because the use of the commercial property changes. Like if it's just a warehouse, there's probably going to be some sales.
Or if it's a gas station,
That's different.
or office building,
Exactly.
right? So
If it's
there's
a church, yeah.
right? So there's a lot. That's a different subject by itself, I think.
It's a whole new monster, but it's the same practice, just different information that you have to reconcile. It's a good way to convey it, everybody.
Yeah, no, I think it was a great feedback, and I want to thank you for your time, and
pleasure.
hopefully you had fun.
Oh, I had an amazing time.
I'm learning myself, and this is something totally different for me.
Yeah.
As far as technology is concerned, my staff is making me. They bought me an iPhone, which Blanca, my marketing young lady, she downloaded all the apps with the TikTok and all that stuff. But
social medias.
Right. So I either leave it behind or somebody else is using it. So I haven't really had the chance to really sit down and go through Instagram or TikTok and I believe nowadays they have YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
Which is, I heard it's very similar
To the Reels.
the Reels. Okay. Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been putting stuff on there. I have a YouTube channel. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, my YouTube channel.
Well, we're definitely gonna put the link for that in
Lionel Thomas Real Estate
that's it.
on YouTube. Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. Well, I know that you use a service, which I love.
Are we gonna shout them out or what?
You can, sure.
Who BombBomb? I
BombBomb,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually, I signed up with them.
Yeah.
And I just haven't had time, but I think it's great. And I'll let you
But
talk
you
about,
paid full price, didn't you?
but it was years ago.
Well, I paid full price too. I just paid like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Is
So I
it
don't-
gone down?
No, it's still thousands of dollars.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
expensive.
It's
But it's
expensive.
awesome
It
because
is awesome.
I'll send Mr. Thomas an email.
Yeah.
And he sends me an email back
Yep.
with the answer in a video.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's it's awesome.
When you're so far as appraisal goes, right? You're explaining technical details
Right.
that if written in an email maybe
Yeah.
doesn't convey over, but if you can make a desktop video and show the market and show the facts and show the details, then your message is delivered properly.
And you do that from your phone.
I can do it from my phone, my iPad, or my PC.
Okay, so and then I think I love watching those. Because I send you an email and then
Yeah.
I don't have to read it.
Yeah,
I just have
exactly.
to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly
And
right.
it's very detailed, and
Yep.
you explain. You actually have it's very interactive.
Yep.
With you showing us exactly, why or how the value or this is what I'm
Yep.
thinking, and here was your question, and here's the answer. So,
Yep.
so yeah, BombBomb is the company that
Yep.
provides
That's
that, but it's not cheap.
It's not cheap, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's if you have a message that could be challenging to convey or a unique selling proposition, I think is the right way to say it.
Yeah.
Or if you're just if you work with people on a one-on-one basis,
Yeah.
I think that's when it's really effective because you're addressing that pain point.
You should contact BombBomb and get a link.
I feel I have one.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah.
So why don't you share that, and that way you get credit for it.
Well, I sell
Hey.
appraisals. That's my goal.
I understand,
Yeah.
but because I think it's a great tool for loan officers.
Yes.
It's a great tool for realtors,
Yes. Insurance people.
insurance people. Yeah. So yeah.
I
Okay.
think anyone who needs to provide education to someone on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
And I've used it even like where I'll send it to a whole office. Like sometimes I go out and do appraisal presentations at real estate brokerages.
Okay.
So before the presentation, I'll send them all a BombBomb invitation,
Oh, nice.
right? And then on BombBomb, I'll log in and say, oh, you got 4D watches, right?
Oh, it tells you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It has analytics. So then I'm like, oh, well, at least 40 of them know I'm coming.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
so
you were hoping for 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Like 40,
Exactly. I was hoping for someone to be here. Yeah.
40
yeah.
showing up? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those kind of things help, and it's just helpful. And one thing I like about it too is that it's in their inbox, ready for them to watch when they're ready.
And it's always there.
And it's always there.
Right. Okay.
And I'm out. I'm in.
No, I loved it. You shared this with me a couple of years back.
Yeah.
And I did sign up for it.
Yeah.
And I think that I did 1 video.
Oh.
And I think I paid for it for 2 years.
Yes.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm still paying for it. I'm not sure.
You probably are.
But I need to go because it reminds me almost every day because I had to download an extension, I think, on Google.
Yep.
So it tells me congratulations every time I log into my email, but I just close it out.
Because they update the app, they update the extension every once in a while.
Oh, gotcha.
So you should really be using it.
No, I'm gonna look into it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make a note for Blanca to look into it. So
Yeah. It's very
well,
helpful.
it was like I said, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And definitely look forward to having you back. And I would definitely like to continue the conversation on the commercial side of the appraisal.
Okay.
And I think we'll set that up and have you come back. And
Looking forward to it.
anything else you want to share before we call it?
No,
call it
just
a day?
thank you guys for watching. Thank you for having me. Look me up, newmanthomas.com or tac-amc.com. We're happy to help. If you have any appraisal-related questions, you're looking for a career change, or just looking to learn some stuff about real estate, consumers, realtors, CPAs, financial planners, let me know.
You do all. You have a little bit of advice for everybody.
Whoever.
Yeah.
If you're probate, trust, whatever.
Oh, we didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, real quick before we go, I did want to cover that. I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
What is a probate
As far as
sale?
appraisal goes?
Yes. Well, in general, and how is it? What do you have to do different on a probate appraisal, and who orders a probate appraisal in most cases?
Well, it depends. Every case is different, right?
Okay.
So the judge is going to decide, but they have something called court-appointed referees where
I see.
the court does their own appraisals.
And are those attorneys? The
No,
referees?
these are appraisers, but
they're
they're
appraisers.
court appraisers.
Okay.
So depending on how your case goes, the judge is going to potentially order one from them,
Okay.
or he's going to tell you to go out and get a certified appraiser and get it done.
Okay.
So you go to
And when
court.
you said tell you the people who are heirs of the property,
Yeah, the executor.
The
Or the
executor.
trustees.
right?
Yes.
But in the probate, that's usually in case of a death,
Yes.
right? So usually a family member
Yes.
or their attorney will reach out to you.
Yeah, they will. Another detail is it's usually based on the date of passing. So,
I
like,
see.
for instance, maybe they died or passed in 2018. So they need to know what it's worth in January 5th, 2018.
Oh, really?
And because of my unique...
And you're doing the appraisal in 2020, let's say, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I'll kind of question them like, oh, well, what changes have been made to the property? What upgrades have been made since then? Sometimes they're tenant occupied, so nothing's been changed, or sometimes...
So your instructions come from the court as far as what date they want the value as of and type of thing?
Well, it's going to come from that family.
That family.
The family's going to know those details, but
Okay.
they're in essence going to file something with the court. The judge is going to tell them what to do.
Okay.
They're going to go get it done by me or by whatever appraiser. Go back to the judge, give them the results, and move on with their case.
Okay.
But that's for settlement. Sometimes the trustees can't decide on what to do or who's going to get what or whatever, so they need to get details on the table, and that could be an appraisal report.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. I wanted to cover that, but I didn't write it down.
Yeah,
So,
that's all good.
yeah. I mean, I need to get. I'm not as prepared as you are. I'm prepared on the way up here, and that's why you can see my chicken scratch. This
Yeah.
wasn't done in the car.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
So hey.
Well, I know in that event, those families are seeking lending because
Right.
someone's buying someone out.
Correct.
So, it's and in reality, there's equity there too because a lot of times there's no money owed. It's just a couple of siblings
Right.
who are figuring out who's going to do what. And
Right.
I like doing those because I feel like I'm in a very helpful position. I'm
Sure.
helping them settle their estate and kind of move on with a peaceful existence.
Sure.
So it's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, thank you so much, and this concludes another episode of the Professor and I. I'll tell you later about the name, how I came up with it. Once again, it was late night thinking, but
All right. Well, it works.
But yeah, it works. Yeah. So
Thanks for listening.
yeah.